Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Neil Young's all-time classic, Don't Let It Bring You Down. Feel I'm a little bit hoarse there. It's a pretty difficult song to sing. It's right up there. It feels a bit scratchy. Hopefully when I listen back to it, I'm not cringing too much, and I hope you weren't either. It's a fantastic tune. Really got a lot of cool things going on. The first really important thing is, and one of the reasons why I've kind of not done it before, is because it's a little bit of a drama getting into the tuning. So you need to tune your guitar down a whole step first, and then you have to tune the outside two strings down a further tone. So you're going to end up with, this is a C, G, C, F, A, and another C. Okay, so it's dropped right down. I mean, you can hear it's right on the edge for Neil to sing it as well. So that's almost certainly why he's tuned it down that way. There's quite a few of his songs that are in this tone below tuning. So one of the guitars that he's got when he plays live is usually set up for that. I've been having a bit of a debate with myself as to whether I should be teaching this in this tuning or whether to tune back up to kind of standard tuning and then drop D. But I think that when you play it in standard tuning with the drop Ds, it doesn't quite have the right rattle. And it's not a particularly difficult one to do. You're not likely to bust any strings or anything because you're tuning down. And there's something that the looseness of the strings does kind of add a lot to the character of the song. So I'm going to stay in this tuning. I'd recommend that you have a go at dropping your tuning down to that. Now, like a lot of Neil Young songs, the basics are fairly easy to get down. It's the subtle things that become a little bit more challenging, but this one's not at the super hard end of his material. So let's start off by going through the chords that you need for this tune, then we'll examine the rhythm in more detail in a second. The first chord that you need is a D chord with the second finger lifted off. So it'll be open, 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 second fret, third fret, open. That's the first chord. Then you need a C chord. With the C chord, make sure that you're muting the thicker string, right? You could play it, it's in the chord, but it doesn't sound right for this particular part of the tune to have that low note ringing out there. So muted thicker string, third fret, second fret, open, first fret, open. Okay, that's what you're looking for there. And you're going to lift off the first finger as well to get this. It'll be a major 7 or a major 9 kind of sound, I guess. So you'll have this sort of... Okay, just lifting off that first finger gives you that sound. Then it's back to D. Then we've got this kind of an F. And I'm talking about F before all of these funny tuning things have happened, I guess. If I was in standard tuning with the drop Ds, it would be an F. So I guess it's really an E flat, but then it's going to get really confusing. So I'm going to keep calling it an F, okay? Otherwise, I'd have to call the C chord a B flat chord, and then it's going to lead to all sorts of confusion. So this kind of F chord, it's a common one for Neil to play. So a lot of other drop D tunes use this song. So it's third and fourth fingers on the third fret of the thickest two strings. So third fret, third fret. The fourth string open. It's not a horrible sound, and sometimes I think I can hear it in there, but I think generally I want to mute it, so my little finger does a pretty good job of that without me having to try much. Little fingers just tends to mute the fourth string. Then open third string, first finger in the first fret of the second string, and open thinner string. And then again, first finger's going to lift off. Okay, so we'd end up with D, C, D, F. Same kind of rhythm there with lifting the first finger off. That's what we need for the intro. Now, so let's talk about the rhythm guitar for this little section. It's quite a difficult one to explain, actually. It's a difficult one to count. Probably going to be easiest if you just listen to it a lot and keep the hand moving. But we'll start with the keep the hand moving thing, right? So a real key feature of Neil Young's rhythm guitar style is the continuous motion of the strumming hand, okay? It might not be real big and obvious all the time, but if he's going like... hand of keep moving, even if he's not actually strumming notes all the time, all right? So that's an important thing to be aware of, because it means that he's sometimes going to be really lightly brushing the strings in a way that if I tried to explain every little nuance of every strum, it would be so complicated, really difficult for me to explain, like it's not difficult enough already, and really difficult for you to understand, okay? So I'm going to break it down and give you the kind of the most essential parts of the rhythm, and explain about counting it and how the mechanics of the stuff. But you're going to have to listen to it and play it a bunch in order to get the nuances into the playing yourself, okay? So the pattern for this little intro section. Okay, do it for you now real slow, or as slow as I can. Now I'll give you the count, okay? So it can be really helpful to write it down and write the downs and ups up, you know, above the count so that you know what it is. But again, listening to it I think is a really important part, and keeping the hand moving is the key thing, right? If you don't do that, or you get the strumming directions wrong, it's going to run you a cropper, okay? So the first part, we've got a down strum on beat 1, we've got an up strum on the A, which is the 4th 16th note of beat 1, so 1, E, and A. Okay, so we're going to move the hand down, strum, up, down, without strumming, then up again. Okay, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, and then we've got another up actually. So 1, E, and up, 2, E, and. Okay, and the and after beat 2 is where we change to the C chord from the D. So 1, E, and up, 2, E, and. 1, E, and 2, E, and. Now it sounds a little bit funny now because I've straightened it, okay? Because the song's got a bit of a swing to it. Now trying to teach it and count it with the swing makes it even more complicated. So I'm kind of having to straighten it up a little bit to count it for you and help it make sense. So 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and. Okay, so after we've changed to the C on the and after 2, we've got the chord is held, then we've got up, down, up, which is on the E and A of beat 3, and then on beat 4 we've got 4E, where we lift off that first finger, okay? 4E, down, up, okay? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Okay, so it's written on the screen over there for you as well. So really good idea to write it down. Like I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Keep the hand moving is the key thing. Okay, if you do that, then most of the other rhythms will kind of fall into place for you. It's a real feature of Neil Young's style. If you want to play a lot of his tunes, it's one of the things that you're going to have to face. So that takes care of the intro pretty much. So if you're learning it, just practice it real slow. It's the same rhythm, by the way, when it moves to the D, so to the F chord. So D, C, D, F. D, C, D, So rhythm, just to stay with the rhythm for this section, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. It would be the real simplified version, but again, listening to it and experimenting with it, you'll probably find that you add some in as well. But the basic idea: 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and 1 and 2 E and down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, so let's talk about the chords for that section now. So we're starting off with a D chord for a whole bar. Then we move that shape up so the first finger is in the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Third finger will remain 1 fret higher on the 2nd string. This is now kind of an F chord, I guess, or it could be, you could think of it like a D minor. It's just a shape that he's moved up the neck. Then we move that same shape up another 2 frets, excuse me, and we end up with like a type of G chord. Still with our D bass, and then we get to probably the hardest chords in the song, this B flat, to A minor 7. Now, the B flat, 3rd finger, 8th fret on the thicker string, muting the 5th string, little finger on the 8th fret of the 4th string, 2nd finger, 7th fret of the 3rd string, 1st finger in the 6th fret of the 2nd string. Okay, and the thinner string is muted. So 8, muted, 8, 7, 6, muted. Okay, if you're not used to playing in drop D tuning, then you're probably not going to be familiar with that grip. It is quite a common drop D chord form. You know, it's a little bit of a difficult one to jump to if you're not used to it, but again, a little bit of practice. Just whenever you come across a chord that you don't know, just playing the one before it and the new one, the one before it, the new one, and just trying to jump between those two different chords is the way to practice that stuff best, right? So we've got the B flat. Now we've got the same concept, but it becomes an A minor and A minor 7. So we take that B flat, we move everything down 1 fret, and then you want to lift 2nd finger off, and 1st finger will bar the thinnest 3 strings. So we end up with 7, mute, 7, 5, 5, 5. Good. Really, really nice little chord, that one. So B flat. You don't want that thinner string ringing out on the B flat chord, by the way. But you do on the A minor type of chord. Okay, so the sequence: D, 2, 3, 4. Then this F over D. Then the G over D. B flat for 2 strums. A. Now I've just done the B flat. Actually, you don't have to mute the thinner string. The open D string. Keep calling it a D string. It would be a D string, except I've tuned down. The open thinner string is ringing out and sounds really nice. So 8, mute, 8, 7, 6, open to the A minor. Just 2 beats on each. So I'll do that sequence again. So D, 2, 3, 4 to the F over D, 2, 3, 4 to the G over D, 2, 3, 4 to B flat for 2, A minor for 2. And again, the same thing. D, 2, 3, 4, and the F, 3, 4 to the G, 2, 3, 4 to the B flat, to the A minor. Lay you down, it's only castles burning. Find someone that's turning, and you will come around. I love it. So this G chord, 5th fret, 5th fret. You can play the open D if you want. Open G, 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, open thinner string as well. Okay? 5, 5, open, open, 3, open. Type of a G chord. Then that whole shape moves down 2 frets. It's kind of like an F, 6, 9 or something. It's just an F soundy chord that's moved back to. And then to an E minor. Now an E minor, because of the thicker string being tuned down, it's the 2nd fret on the thickest 2 strings. So 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, open, open, open. It's E minor 7 really. You probably want to use fingers 2, 3, and 4. I think that's what Neil uses as well. So that section there, don't let it bring you down, that's the G. Only castles F-ing. Find someone who's E minor in, and you will come around. And it's like the intro. Now, rhythmically, most important thing is keeping the pulse really strong, but a kind of a good rhythm would be 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, down. It's a little different the way Neil plays it, because it's always different, right? So listen to different versions and try and cop the feel of that a little bit. That's kind of a starting point. Again, you should be listening to the rhythm patterns and using your ears as much as you can. Second verse, same as the first verse. Next chorus, the same. Then we've got this little breakdowny bit. Don't let it bring you down. It's only castles burning. Find someone who's turning, a few different versions. Sometimes he goes into another intro section, another verse, but most commonly there after the breakdown, staying on the D, don't let it bring you down. It's just simple 4 strums to the bar on the D, then the G for 4 beats, then the E minor for 4 beats, then 7th fret, 12th fret harmonics. And that's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So the harmonics just very lightly touching with your first finger above the frets. It's kind of the thinner strings. Thicker strings, yeah. The thicker strings are not kind of working so well for me. So definitely from the 5th fret, 5th string down. Seems to sound more like how I remember the record. I didn't actually transcribe that. I just wrote down harmonics on the 7th and 12th frets. But that's, yeah, so that's just the very end part. Really keeping that strumming simple, but prior to doing those harmonics. And I think that's you're done for this tune. It really is one of those classic Neil ones, which seems pretty easy on the surface. And I felt like, oh yeah, I got this down pretty quick. But as I started listening to it more and trying to pick up some of the subtle stuff and the strumming and get the feeling of it right, and then thinking about singing it and all of that, there was a bit more to it. So you probably find the same thing. Again, the answer is nearly always listening to the original recording, okay? If you're not sure about something, I'm into, particularly with stuff by Neil, because I like his music so much. I like to research it a bit, and if you watch some videos of him playing it, that can be helpful as well, just for the arrangement and stuff, so you're stripping away the bandy sort of recorded version. You can get down to the pure acoustic guitar and vocal things, which is something I always find interesting. So look, I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. Do please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you dig what I do. I really appreciate your support. If you do subscribe, hit that little bell button. You might have seen a video of me transcribing this very song. I transcribed it live on YouTube, got pulled down straight away, which is usually the case when I'm playing recorded material. As I'm transcribing it or whatever, it gets flagged and removed pretty quick. So you need to hit that bell if you want to watch fun stuff like me transcribing tunes in real time. And yeah, over on the website, you're going to find all my Neil songs. There's loads up there. I don't know how many. It must be more than 20 now, and there's a lot more coming up. So if you go and register on the website, it'll notify you of new lessons coming up and all of that. And there's lots of extra features over there for you to explore as well. You can save all your favorite songs in your own little songbook and dashboard and stuff like that. So enough rambling from me. Hope you have a wonderful time playing this tune, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.